The prominence of an occasion is often measured by the distinguished guest in attendance. That's why, for the PNP's 121st anniversary, they had as guest of honor no less than President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. The chief executive extolled his choice for national police chief, while the one chosen vowed to serve with integrity and utmost dedication. Patrick De Jesus has the details.
Perform your duty with fairness and in accordance with the law. This was the reminder to the police of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., who was the guest of honor and speaker earlier this morning during the celebration of the 121st Police Service Anniversary. DILG Secretary Benhur Abalos and Executive Secretary Vic Rodriguez also attended the event. The President stressed that the PNP must maintain its integrity and avoid any abuse of their duty.
The use of force must always be reasonable, justifiable, and only undertaken when necessary. Execution of authority must be fair. It must be impartial. It must be devoid of favoritism or discrimination, regardless of race, gender, socioeconomic status, political affiliation, religious belief, and the like.
The President also lauded the service of the police in keeping peace and order in the country. During the occasion, he led the presentation of awards and citations to some PNP personnel. The President also expressed gratitude to Police General Rodolfo Azurin Jr. for accepting the challenge to lead the PNP. Azurin acknowledges the responsibility while assuring to continue their gallant service through strengthening the internal cleansing against police scalawags.
Guided by the Peace and Security Framework, dubbed Malasakit, Kaayusan, Kapayapaan, tungo sa kaunlaran, or simply put, MKK equals K. Let us continue to stand in solidarity as we work together for the full realization of the government's aspiration of a safer, peaceful, more progressive, and stronger, equitable society.
Meanwhile, the Commander-in-Chief also led the change of command ceremony at the Armed Forces of the Philippines between General Andres Centino and Lieutenant General Bartolome Vicente Bacaro. Vice President Sara Duterte also attended the ceremony, as well as Executive Secretary Vic Rodriguez. The President expressed confidence in appointing Bacaro as the next AFP Chief of Staff. Bacaro is a Medal of Valor awardee because of his heroism during a 10-hour encounter in 1991 in Isabela against 150 communist terrorists.
I am sure that we will all now know that we have a reliable partner in the AFP under the helm of General Bacaro as we commence the difficult undertaking of rebirth and restoration of the Republic, transforming the country into a haven that is safe, secure, peaceful, and prosperous for all, present and future Filipinos to enjoy.
I will do my best as the Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. And as I make that commitment, let me silently whisper to the men and women of the Armed Forces of the Philippines that my best can only be meaningful with help from each of you.
It is expected that Bacaro will institute sustainability in AFP's projects and policies, as he is the first Chief of Staff to serve a 3-year term after RA 11709 was enacted into a law by former President Duterte. Patrick De Jesus for the Nation.